So this is example 4 in our lesson on solving equations with rational exponents. I'm going to follow the method that we outlined in example number 1, and the first thing I need to do is isolate the term with a rational exponent. But what I notice is the rational exponent is already isolated on the left-hand side of the equation. So I can go on to step 2, and I'm going to raise both sides to the reciprocal power. So the reciprocal of 1/2 is 2. So I'm ultimately going to end up squaring both sides. And that leaves me with 5 minus x on the left. And on the right, when I FOIL or use the box method to multiply my binomial, I get x squared plus 2x plus 1. So I notice that I have a quadratic, and I'm going to have to use some kind of quadratic technique to solve this equation for x. So what I'm going to do is subtract 5 and add x and get a 0 over here on the left, and then see if my quadratic equation is factorable. So 5 equals x squared plus 3x plus 1, and I'm going to subtract 5, and I end up with x squared plus 3x minus 4. And that equals 0. So let's go ahead and try and factor this. If it's not factorable, we'll have to use the quadratic formula. But it looks like if I factor this into x plus 4 and x minus 1, that it is factorable. So that leaves me with x is equal to -4 and x is equal to +1. So I've isolated the term with the rational exponent. I've raised to the reciprocal power. I have solved for x, and the last thing to do is to check. So let's put -4 into this equation. 5 minus 4 to the 1/2 power is equal to -4 plus 1. This gives me 1 to the 1/2 power is equal to -3. Oh, wait a minute, this is a -4. Let's step back just a minute because I substituted the wrong value here. This would be 5 minus -4, which is 5 plus 4. So this is 9 to the 1/2 power. And this is -3. 9 to the 1/2 power is like saying the square root of 9. And the square root of 9 is not -3. I get a 3 here and a -3 here. So since those are not equal, I want to reject -4 as one of my answers. Now I'm going to check my answer of 1. So I have 5 minus 1 to the 1/2 power is equal to 1 plus 1. 4 to the 1/2 power is equal to 2, and 4 to the 1/2 power is the square root of 4. So since I come up with a true statement, I know that my answer is going to be just x is equal to 1.